So, having said that, there's a couple of hashtags and a couple of follow, I guess, directions that I want to give to you guys. Make sure, first of all, that you guys follow the Twitter and Instagram of both my name at Kendrick Dean and Music Business Success. Make sure you log on to Instagram if you have it and follow that. Follow Kendrick Dean and follow at Music Business Success. Tweet about it. You can tweet about this webinar right now as we go live. You can tell your thoughts. You can say, hey, just wanted to give a shout out to Kendrick Dean. I'm on the Music Business Success webinar live right now. You know what I'm saying? My name is yada, yada, yada. Shout me out, and I'll retweet you. As soon as you sent it, I'll retweet everybody. You know what I mean? So, at Kendrick Dean, at Music Business Success, whether it's Instagram or Twitter. And then go on my Facebook page and Music Business Success Facebook page where you can post your questions. You can go on my Facebook fan page and like my Facebook fan page. And any questions that you might have, there's really, the sky's the limit. We're in a very interesting time in the music business where, you know, there's a lot of digital happenings. There's a lot of digital new media stuff. That's kind of exciting. Initially, the internet kind of scared a lot of people away. You know, a lot of illegal downloading has kind of affected the business in an adverse way. But I feel like we're in a very, very exciting time in music and creativity all around because we have the opportunity to make the difference, to make the change, and to come up with whether it's a new media format that's protected from being downloaded, or to come up with the answer to not being able to easily get record deals or not being able to sell albums. And whether that's, you know, come up with your own label. There's a lot of independent artists that are making major headway in the last few years. And they've done it largely, you know, completely independent, like without even a major label in play. Really solely independent. Maybe they have major distribution. But that's the great part about where we are in music, because that means anybody with a laptop and talent and common sense and some business savvy about them has a shot. You really have a shot. You know, there's nothing to stop you. There's no label to stop you. And that's what I tell people a lot of times when they ask, well, how do I get my stuff heard, or how do I break into the business, which is kind of the general question of this webinar. But at the end of the day, the business is already open for you. That's what I really want to drive home. It's there for the taking. Because of the internet, you have a wealth of audience and fans that are, you know, available to you, that you have access to. Whether you have YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, you're engaged with people all the time. And it only needs to start with 2-3 people. Don't feel like because you don't have that many numbers, you don't have that many followers, that, you know, the whole world is crumbling down on you. Take the time, keep building, and keep believing. You know, start and build a philosophy. Build a business philosophy and build a creative philosophy. Two things: a business philosophy and a creative philosophy. What I mean by that, I'll break it down. A business philosophy is, of course, the way in your beliefs of how you engage in your business. Whether that's, okay, my business philosophy, for example, is that I do my best to answer all of my emails and return all of my phone calls in a certain time frame in the day, between 12 and 1:30. Anytime before that, I'm not answering. Anytime after that, I'm not answering. You say, well, Kendrick, what does that have to do with music? It has to do with time and time management. And if I don't do that, I won't have the time and the freedom to be able to do what I love, which is music. So that's a part of my business philosophy. Another part of my business philosophy is I personally, at the stage that I am in my career, I don't chase after, you know, opportunity that, you know, I feel, you know, I don't feel it's not worthy to be chased after and such. You work hard for things, yes. You put in the effort to decide where you're going to put your energy and place your energy to excel. But a lot of times what happens is we spend so much time trying to chase And the things that we try to chase are things that are fleeting. They just, it's a cat and mouse thing. I don't do the cat and mouse game. I put in the energy and I put in the effort and the hard work into things that I believe that can turn around and pay back. And that doesn't necessarily mean monetarily, but I make the calls and do favors for people that I know that will look at have my back when it's time that I need a favor. It's that same type of philosophy. The effort that you put in, you should be able to say, I expect this to come back. That's the one thing I really love about music. And just to go off a little bit more on the creative side, any energy and time that I put into music, writing a song, playing a piano, making a track, it's going to give it back to me instantaneously. And it's going to give it back to me in an incredible manner, with complete love and without judgment. Music is non-judgmental. Whatever I put into my art, that's going to come back. So even if you don't have a friend to support you or your family to support you or to say you're dope, let your music talk to you. Let your music say, you know what, man, you're incredible. Because when you listen back, you're going to feel something. You're going to feel something inside. So is everybody kind of paced together? Are we here in line and everybody hearing each other and there's no delay?
I think everybody says the delay is good to go. So, I guess there was a delay with a couple people, and I've had other attendees say that they may need to refresh their page. So if you're having a delay, refresh your page. Other than that, we're going to continue to push forward. So, are you still
we can go forward now since everybody. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, I see your response is good. I think everybody is right on point and in line. So I want to break it down as far as what my 5 pillars are, or at least give you guys 5 pillars. There are more than 5 pillars that I adhere to in my business, and I feel like they contribute to me being successful. And these are not in any particular order, but one of the pillars, or the first pillar, and if you're taking notes, I encourage you to, but I think one of the main pillars in why I've been successful is because I know and understand the importance of building good relationships. I know how to do it, and I understand the importance of building and maintaining good relationships in the business and outside of the business. I don't separate, the business and outside of the business and say, okay, I only need to make good relationships in music business and not my personal life, or only in my personal life, not my music business. The reason why I don't is because they both play on each other. If I have a terrible personal life, my business life is going to suck. If I have a terrible business life, my personal life is going to suck. So it's important that we learn how to build relationships. You hear people say it all the time. Hold on a second, is that a phone?
Yeah. I moved it. I got it.
You hear people say all the time that the business is built on relationships. It's all about who you know, not necessarily what you know. And to a degree, that's very true. That's why it's one of my pillars. Now, the question is, or maybe, well, how do you build relationships? Well, you can build relationships by seeing somebody out and somebody you want to talk to and be like, hey, look, I know who you are, or I admire your work, and my name is such and such, and I would love for you to have the opportunity to either sit with you, or you can just listen to my music. And I don't want to necessarily take your time, but here's my work, etc. Here's my contact, etc. But here's the thing: there is some gray area in that, and what happens is sometimes either A, we get a little nervous to approach people, or B, people say all the time, well, I don't necessarily want people coming to me randomly and pushing their music on me because I'm trying to chill with my family, I'm trying to chill with my boys. So the important thing to know when you're building a relationship, at least from scratch and then, kind of cold calling somebody, so to speak, is that you have to be conscious of their personal space. A, you got to be conscious of the time that they're going to grant you, even if it's only 10 seconds. And you have to be respectful of that. What shows respect other than consciousness? What I mean by that, respect for someone's time is being prepared. It's one thing to ask a celebrity, hey, can I take a picture with you? And they say, yeah. But if you say, can I take a picture with you? And you're like, oh, snap, I don't have my camera. Let me go run and get it. They're like, are you serious? You know, so you really got to be conscious of being prepared. Don't ask to take a picture if you don't have a camera. But in terms of music, don't ask somebody to be able to listen to your music or to tell them that you're an artist or you want to, you know, hopefully, you know, connect with them without having your music ready for them to hear. Even if it's a business card, be unique and be different. Even if it's a business card with a barcode that they could swipe on their phone. They can, you know, all these Androids and iPhones, you can scan the business card on their phone, and all of a sudden they get a free download of your music. Take that idea. That's yours. You know, take that idea. Whoever wants to use that, do that, because that's so convenient. You got to remember, time is limited with professionals, business professionals of all kinds, in limited time. So you have to be able to get them quick and show them that you're serious. Show them that you're innovative. If somebody walked up to me with a business card with their face on it, a great photo shoot, and a barcode, and they say, all you got to do is scan this with your phone, and it's a free download, I would be like, I would really be impressed, and I would be like, you know, I want to hear what they got to do, what they got to say.
Let me interject on that for a second. Like, you know, we go to a lot of events all the time, and you know, I have a really good memory. I remember faces. I don't always necessarily remember names, but the biggest thing is I remember business cards. So when people have their faces on the business card, I can automatically associate them with, one, whether or not I heard their music and I wanted to hear more of their music, or two, whether they had a good disposition or not. You know, you got to be careful about how you approach people. If you approach people with a bad disposition, or your body language and mannerisms are kind of jacked up, I mean, you can really put people off sometimes.